Hey, welcome back guys, it's Maverick here with another episode of ReZero. So, we learned quite a lot last episode, right? We learned that Beatrice is kinda sorta working for the enemy, at least with Elsa, so you can't really count on her to be on Subaru's side and, kick Elsa out, if you will. Although, more on that in just a second. So, we lost an ally there, and then Garfeld and the village elder, the sanctuary elder, I kind of forgot her name, is also kind of sort of untrusting of Subaru, right? And I guess you can't really blame them. It's sort of like a situation back in season 1 as well, where nobody trusted Subaru. He is an outsider after all. So I'm sure that they are probably still good people down deep down. They have their own sense of right and wrong and justice. But at least for these upcoming episodes, Garfeld in particular is probably going to be very much a nuisance. However, even though we do have two new enemies, we also got a new ally. Although, can you say a new ally? A solidified position as an ally, if you will. So we got Otto, right, who is really seemingly just doing things because he thinks it's the right thing to do. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I am by nature a little bit more suspicious. Just as Subaru was suspicious of Otto as well. But hey, if he is one of those who is just simply, wants to be a bro for the sake of being a bro, then that is pretty refreshing in this series, actually, right? Considering all the different betrayals and all the considerations that we've had so far. However, in any case, at the end of last episode, it seems that Subaru is going back to the mansion again alongside Ram and Otto, and I still believe that the key to solving all this is in Beatrice, right? So he's gonna have to do his best to convince her and whatnot, especially since she doesn't seem to be all that willing of compliance anyways. So hopefully he is going to make some progress here. I obviously don't expect him to face both Elsa and Beatrice heads on, right? That would be a futile execution. So yeah, let's just get into it and see what kind of persuasion skills that Subaru can bring to force. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, slay. Huh. Hmm? Oh? What was he trying to do? Huh? What was he trying to do before? He was gonna talk to Roswell, right? I guess he also said that he wanted to take the trial in Emilia's place. Hmm. Oh, by the way, I believe the music video for this song came out a few days ago. I actually haven't seen it yet, but it's been popping up in my recommendations and whatnot. It's Suzuki Kanomi's song, right? Yeah, Suzuki Ko Kanomi. Suzuki? Suzuki Kanomi. I don't care how many times I die. Now, there's probably a lot of clues in the opening and whatnot. Okay, so it turned out to be talking to Elsa. Really? Defective. Maybe tell her the words that Roswell told. You know, like you were you were given this info like 2-3 episodes ago. Yes, right here. From Roswell's perspective, it's hard to like, if it doesn't work, you'd probably be dead. That's like kind of a stupid question, to be honest. Like, I'm sure that he has his own reasonings and his own ulterior motives. Yeah, I love Ram. Hello. Like I said, a definite nuisance. Just like adolescent. I'm so angry! Rawr! Hmm? What? Ooh. Damn. Wow. Aldo is so reliable. I am definitely impressed. That like a tiger? Yeah. Well, Damn. Damn. Oh. Oh, and there's the barrier. Right back into the... The hell? Snow? Did something happen to Emilia? Just thinking about this, I'm instantly reminded of the scene when Emilia was killed by the cultists and Puck went berserk. Snow rabbit? Are you my beast? Yeah, I would think so. Well, holy shit, that's a lot. What a way to go. Ah. Well, Subaru, you really need to think of a better way to kill yourself. Like, that sounds so harsh, but honestly, if you keep on doing this, you are going to go mentally crazy, dude. Oh, hello. He's like, okay, thank you, I'm gone. Is a witch actually getting flustered? Well, why don't you try telling her? If you can, then I guess. Ah, he can't try. Although, if we consider that curse is from deep. Oh, nothing happened. Ooh. You heard I saw you. He just wants someone to vent. Alright, let it all out. Don't tell me like Echidna's gonna give him a lap pillow as well. Well, it's kind of close to this. Or is she the one? No, I think it's because she has the same sort of, on the same level as the witch, I guess. value of life. Congratulations, Subaru. Man, what kind of ending is this? Alright, I'll see you guys after this. Well, okay. I expect with this episode a lot more people to flock to Echidna's side, right? Echidna's camp, particularly perhaps some of the Emilia crowd, right? Just considering that they are sort of holding the same type of position and role right now. Seriously, I'm waiting for Echidna to just give Subaru a lap pillow next, I guess. With that being said, however, I feel like, especially continuing on with this episode, I mean, I've already mentioned numerous times, right? I don't completely buy into the all witches are evil and whatnot type of theory here, right? I do feel like that's been completely one-sided, and I want to hear it from the witches themselves. I want to see their actions for myself instead of just indirect stuff that we hear from the normal populace or from their supposed subordinates who don't really have any relationship with the witches themselves, right? However, as I continue on, judging from what Echidna already told us before, and judging from how she is acting here, I think this is going into a kind of territory where each of the witches, all 7 of them, probably are just very, very persistent on the one thing that you could say it's like their path, their ethos, or whatever, right? So they only care about that, and they don't care about any other sort of morals or relationships or any of that other mortal kind of stuff. So in Echidna's case, you can clearly see that she is pursuing the pursuit of knowledge above all else. That's what she values the most, right? So, like, even though she's acting all nice and all in this episode, don't get me wrong, I have no qualms about, like, if Subaru wasn't actually useful to her, she would probably discard him in a heartbeat, right? Just like that. The only reason why she's showing so much interest and so much favor towards Subaru is because Subaru is going to be able to bring her a lot of knowledge that she couldn't get otherwise. So it's more of a give and take situation. And I don't hate that. Honestly, I don't hate that. I always I'm a person who is always like, if you have something that you value above anything else, well, that is your morals, your values. I'm not anyone to judge on that part. I don't buy into the general morals or whatnot. So I think Satella might very well be on the same sort of path as well. She probably has something that she is very, very, very passionate about, and that passion of her just somehow kind of gets into the way of normal people and so on and so forth. But I'm sure that we'll learn more about that way, way later into the series. As for Echidna right now, being able to learn about Subaru's situation, I can't say I'm entirely too surprised, considering she is a witch after all, and I think we've already determined by now that Subaru's return by death ability is related with the witch somehow. Maybe Satella, maybe other witches, but it is of the witch, I guess you could say. So it would, I don't think it's too much of a stretch to think Echidna would be able to understand this sort of ability too. Also, you could also say that because she is directly from another, she isn't exactly residing in the same world, right? She is in another dimension completely. That's also a possibility as to how she can still observe Subaru's dimension while not being affected by the reset of time here. I don't think she is the one who put this ability on Subaru. Like, I still think that would probably be Satella. But we shall see, right? I have no knowledge at all about the web novels or the light novels or whatnot. Don't spoil me, by the way. But at least for right now, I don't get that kind of feeling that that's what Echidna is doing. Although she would definitely have the motive, right? She would definitely have the motive of having a champion of hers doing something like this. Like, if we consider all the witches to be deities, right, like gods or whatnot, it would, I think it would be also pretty logical for them to have like their sort of proxy on the planet on this certain dimension where they could carry out their continuous pursuit of their own values, their own ethos, or whatever you want to call it, right? But still, anyways, back to what I was saying, I don't think Echidna is responsible for that. And let's talk a little bit more about the rest of the episode, right? Like, so we go through the entire Beatrice thing. Like, again, I feel like that's what Subaru should have done the first time he returned back to the mansion, considering Rosa went out of his way to tell Ram to tell Subaru about this. That's kinda important, right? So, even though I know some people disagree with me, saying, hey, he's doing some valuable stuff with the others as well and whatnot, no, I would definitely be making a beeline straight toward Beatrice and asking for her help, with or without the knowledge that she is, you know, kind of sort of affiliated with the cult in some sort of way, right? And even though here, I think we can take Roswell's words at face value. I don't think Roswell is someone, like, I definitely feel that he has ulterior motives, and he's definitely not telling everything to Subaru and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I do believe that what he's doing is for the best of Subaru and Emilia and so on and so forth, right? So let's just get that out of the way first. For the rest, well, Garfeld did indeed turn out to be a much bigger nuisance than, well, and honestly, I kind of expected that. Like, you would think that Garfield is just, that's why I said at the very beginning, right? I'm expecting Garfield to be a huge nuisance, and like this kind of personality, this kind of person, I would definitely expect that. It's just that he's a much bigger, like, get it, bigger nuisance than I imagined. And so this also kind of changed things a little bit, right? Because considering Subaru's personality, he's probably going to want to make sure that Garfield doesn't do anything to the people, to the villagers, to Roswell, Emilia, and others, whilst he is back at the mansion trying to solve some things, right? So I think right now our priorities have slightly shifted yet again. He's going to have to at least keep Garfield under wraps, maybe, if not completely solving his situation, at least ensuring that he's not going to be this ticking time bomb that's going to explode as soon as he leaves the sanctuary, right? So, I guess we need to reshuffle our priorities a little bit again. He's gonna have to take care of this situation first. So, again, going back to, like, the first season, right? How we do it step by step, You gotta solve this problem first before you can solve another problem, before you can solve, like, the beginning problem that we were faced with. So, that's what I'm expecting in the next episode as well, for him to do something about Garfield's situation. What else to talk about? Oh no, like, I remember, I said at the very beginning that I'm still not quite sold on Otto's motivations and whatnot, but here, I gotta hand it to him, like, he is definitely more than proving his worth. I think it's awesome that he actually rounded up the villagers and whatnot, and recruited them in the support of Subaru. Like, even though it was in vain, it's definitely a very, it's a very great gesture to be able to do things like this. This talks to both Otto's own abilities and his dedication to helping out Subaru, and indeed the people's dedication to helping out Subaru as well. So I did quite like that, and just because of that, yeah, Otto is good in my book. And one last thing I guess I want to kind of talk about is Subaru himself, right? So, yeah, this is kind of coming. Like, I know I don't give Subaru much sympathy. Yeah, you guys should know this by now if you watched my videos back from season 1 to now. But yeah, I do. It doesn't really come as a surprise to me that someone like Subaru would indeed be going crazy out of all this. We've seen him breaking down so many times before, and considering his last death was so gruesome. You know, I saw a comment in one of the earlier videos where someone said that Subaru really needs to find a better way to kill himself, and honestly, I wholeheartedly agree. Like, it sounds kind of cruel here, but I feel like, especially since Subaru has already made up his mind that he wants to help people, right? He wants to help the others. He's not going to accept a future where time can just go on with some key person dying or whatnot. Then if you already have this kind of resolve, you might as well go all the way, right? And reset time at the earliest possible opportunity here, right? So there's definitely got to be a better way of killing himself rather than going through torturous death every single freaking time, right? Yeah, I know there is this mental hurdle and whatnot as well, but I think by now Subaru should know that maybe just actually thinking of of death and actually killing himself is much more preferable to some of the deaths and some of the sort of distraught, watching others be killed, watching those that he cares about be killed in front of him. I think that him, having a self-reset button would be preferable to allowing himself to go over all those other kind of things and get that kind of mental anguish, right? So, I don't know. I kind of feel like Subaru's not going to do something like that, but I feel like that would be the smart decision to make here. And who knows? Like, one funny thing I was thinking about, which kind of ties in with this episode as well, with Subaru telling Echidna that he has this ability to return by death. We've never actually seen him kill himself with that, right? Even though every time he basically stopped because with the animation of a hand on his heart and all that. I guess there's the threat of death always looming over him should he actually tell of this ability to someone else. But he's never actually died from it yet. At least not on screen that I've known of, right? Others have died with it because of it. Emilia died because of it, but not himself. So that actually kind of got me thinking. It actually got me thinking into two different parts, right? One is if he can actually kill himself using that, using that sort of loophole and using that to directly reset the timeline, right? I guess that would be as painless a death as you can possibly get, all things considered, right? So that's one thing that I thought of. And another thing that just popped into my mind is if he were in a situation where he was going one-on-one with the enemy, would him actually saying, hey, dude, like if he was in a one-on-one with Garfeld with nobody around him, right? If you tell Garfeld, I got something to tell you. I can actually return by death. And if that ability can't actually kill himself, would it actually just directly kill Garfeld? Because if that actually happens, that'd be totally awesome, right? That's like a new loophole that he can utilize to the full extent. But somehow I don't think that's gonna happen. But I'm just saying it would be super awesome if that would happen. One can wish, I guess. So, anyways, this has been a little bit too long. Hope I didn't ramble on too much. Anyways, just in conclusion, I think in next episode, he's going to make sure to take care of Garfeld first, and then go back to the mansion, and then get Beatrice on his side, and then fight off the witch, and then learn the truth behind Beatrice, and then bring Frederica to the sanctuary, and then solve this entire thing. Like, there, we got a plan of action. So, let's see how well Subaru can execute it. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.